Are you too busy to prep healthy meals? Do you feel self-conscious about your body and your clothes not fitting right, but you don't have time to work out? Does your life feel unorganized and messy? Do you wish you had routines and habits that made health simple, even with your busy schedule? I know, I've been there. Hi, I'm Shannon Marquita, and no one ever really taught me how to eat healthy. I didn't know anything about nutrition, so I found myself eating whatever was easy, which definitely impacted my energy, weight, and focus. That's why I created this podcast, to show you that through healthy habits and time management, you can know you're doing health right. So stop scrolling social, clicking the ads, and buying all the things. Let's grab our Americano and pop in our AirPods. It's time to solve the real problem together. Welcome home. A fresh start awaits. Have you ever felt stuck? Maybe due to motivation? Maybe you just aren't seeing the progress that you expected at this point in your project, whether it's health or work. I know I can definitely relate. Different seasons of my life, they've lasted for different lengths of time. And that's why today I want us to talk about 3 motivational tips of what to do when you feel stuck and aren't making progress in your health or at work. So go ahead and grab a pen and paper because you're going to want to write these down and apply them in this coming week. I've gone through different seasons of my life for different lengths of time where I just felt stuck. I don't know if you can relate. It's honestly extremely frustrating. But I knew in those times where I wanted to be, the big picture. But short term, my struggle was I wasn't sure what I should be doing exactly or what the next step was. I'd catch myself telling people close to me that I felt like I was wandering in the wilderness. Out of this most recent season, I found myself towards the end asking the question, what am I supposed to learn here? And that question really became a key factor in getting out of the wilderness season and moving to the next step that I'm currently in of growth and of progress. And that's all because I applied these 3 tips for motivation, even though I felt stuck and wasn't making the progress that I expected. So here we go. Number 1 is to stay connected. I can't emphasize this enough, especially out of this season of pandemic and just change that a lot of people have been experiencing in their work life, home life, all sorts of things. We need to lean into the relationships in our life. Every season has a purpose. It can be a season of planting, reaping, patience, growth. There's so many things that can be happening in every season, but no matter what, we aren't meant to go through it alone. And so however you're feeling right now, whatever you're going through, lean in and stay connected. It's important to have patience, whether you're in growth, hustle, reflection. Patience is a virtue and it helps with clarity in these hard times. We recognize which season we're in and we can pause, whether it's a hustle season or a reflection season, in order to learn the lesson. For me, personally, the learning season is extremely tough. I'm not even going to lie. I love to learn. I love personal development and applicable lessons, but when nothing seems to be happening, it gets hard. It's hard to feel like the efforts aren't paying off or that I'm headed in the wrong direction, right? Sometimes we want to make a complete 180 just because we feel like nothing is working, so it must not be where we're meant to be at this time. But the truth is, sometimes it's the lesson. Until we learn the lesson, we can't move forward. Like I said earlier, I legit in this last season started telling people repeatedly, God bless them for listening with love, that I just felt like I was wandering in the wilderness. Am I headed in the right direction? Am I doing what I'm supposed to? Am I completely wrong? Should I make a lot of change in my life? I mean, change alone can be scary, but especially when we're not seeing progress and we feel like everything is going wrong, the truth is everything isn't going wrong. At least for me, sometimes I just need a nap. Sometimes I just over-exaggerate because I'm not seeing progress. And that's where connection is so powerful. Having people that we trust, who can speak truth into our life, who are on the outside and can see the big picture, as opposed to us who have had our head down, chipping away, working so hard at everything, we get lost in the progress because we expect ourselves to be further for some reason. connection is so important. So you need to have it. Do you have those friends, family, people that you trust that'll speak honestly, truthfully, in love, and whose opinion you value? Do you have those people in your life? And if not, that's something that you need to make happen in this season. I also feel like until we learn the lesson, we stay where we are, because we can't honestly, successfully progress in our purpose until we learn, because these lessons equip us for the next stage. That's really what caused me to realize that I'm grateful for the wilderness seasons. And trust me, if you knew me in a wilderness season, for me to say that, that's a lesson in itself. But we have to take responsibility and we have to pay attention to learn these lessons and move forward. Number 2 is to make goals. Attach them to real, tangible things. I'll do another call on goal setting because that's really important and I want to emphasize it all on its own. But right here, what I want to emphasize is the importance of making them, keeping them visible, whether it's a vision board or writing them out every day to keep them at the forefront of our minds, and tangible. Not so far-fetched that they merely seem like an unrealistic dream, never attainable, and what's the point, right? It's easier to give up on those, and that completely defeats the purpose here. And then share them. Rally your people alongside you for support. It's incredible what happens when we share our goals. We team up. We don't even always realize it, but when we know each other's goals, we find ways to work together to help make them happen. Because when you're in a true group of people that care about each other and want to see each other win, we all work together to make that happen. And it blows my mind, and I just love seeing it happen because one person's success doesn't diminish anybody else's. Everybody it can win, and there's room at the top for all of us. I first heard from Dave Ramsey, but it resonated so much, that if people don't know your goals, how can they help? The moment you share your goals, it adds a level of reality as well as invites others to help support you however possible along the way. Goals are a group effort, and we need each other to help accomplish them. Number 3 is track your wins. I initially started with the 5-minute journal. Thank you for the app. I wish I knew that ahead of time, would have saved me $20, although it's nice to write it physically, but the app is great and I highly encourage you to download it. I'll link it in the description of this episode, but it forced me twice a day to look for and recognize wins. You start the day and you end the day with intentionality. 5 minutes. It's called the 5-minute journal for a reason, and we all have at least 5 minutes. And this practice is so powerful because what we focus on expands. Perspective and focus help our attitude and intentions. Focusing on growth and wins help us realize that although it may not feel like it, we are making progress and we do have things to celebrate. We don't always see them because we're so close to our work and our efforts, but they're there. And by focusing on the positives, whether it's gratitude, anything that is worth celebrating, which there is so much daily, it shifts our focus and our mindset throughout the day to look for those things, right? Positivity is powerful, and we need to be intentional about what we're thinking about and focusing on, because what we focus on expands. So I want to challenge you this week to lean in to your people, your group. Stay connected. We are not meant for loneliness. Make goals, and if you already have some, great. Write them down, bring them to the forefront. Maybe take an hour this week and make a vision board that you can put in your office and look at regularly to remind you what you're working towards and why. And track your wins. You might not be doing this. It's not a common practice, but it's so powerful, and it reminds us that we are making progress and what we're doing matters. And then come share it in the Facebook group, bit.ly/afreshstartsupport. What season of life are you in right now? Are you in the wilderness and you feel like you're wandering? Are you in a season of hustle? What is one goal that you are going to work on this week? What are the steps? And then come share at least 2 wins, because I know you have far more than that, but I want to help celebrate where you are and where you're going. And if you're not sure how to take the next step, come grab one of my monthly Healthy Habits coaching sessions. 60 minutes, Shannon Marquita, that's ShannonMarqueta.com/coaching. And we'll dive in together. We'll look at your schedule, we'll look at your routine, and we'll make your habits stick. I'm excited to see you guys in the Facebook group. Talk with you soon. Hey there. If this podcast helped, challenged, or inspired you in some way, I would love it if you'd do me a huge favor and leave me a review over on Apple Podcasts. It helps me to hear from you and know how this is best serving you. And go ahead and screenshot this and share it in your stories. Tag me at Shannon Marquita. That's ShannonMarqueta. And send it over to a friend in a text who is ready for healthy changes in her life too. Let her know that this episode might serve her as well. I am just so grateful for you and would love to hear from you. Come hang out and let's connect over in my Facebook group, bit.ly.com/afreshstart, or send me a message. I look forward to seeing you back here in a few days.